Shadow work meaning that we delve into that psychological shadow, the psychological underworld, and we encounter these lost soul fragments. And we do a shamanic soul retrieval process where you understand what you've encountered, you confront the reality of it and accept that, and you begin the process of healing and integration. It's beyond the scope of this video, but maybe I'll do a specific video on shadow work. If anybody is interested in that, then let me know and we can get more into that. But from that perspective, you could say that in the non-initiate, the shadow is Satan, but we can change our relationship to it and transform it into Lucifer. That's one way of looking at it. Now, I was going to get into the Gnostic perspective, and this is a whole game changer. The word Gnosticism comes from the Greek word Gnosis. Greek word Gnosis, and typically that is direct experiential knowledge. It's not like you have information about something. You deeply know something. The philosophy that is associated with that term Gnosis and Gnosticism, it's beyond Christianity, but we have the most information about a variety of Christian variants of the Gnostic current. It's a way of reinterpreting the mythos from this Gnostic perspective, which is that this world that we find ourselves in is flawed in some way, that it is an illusion in some way, and what we think is God, what we think is the creator, is flawed as well. And the flaw is ignorance, that God is not all-knowing, that there is a level of ignorance that God is operating from. That flaw makes its way throughout the world, which the demiurge claims to be the creator of. Now, there's various different sects within Gnosticism, different variants of the philosophy and the mythos. Some of them you have this idea of the Ogdoad, and it refers to these 8 gods that manifested in syzygies, which is like a paired couple that complement each other perfectly. And so the first syzygy appears, which gives rise to the next syzygy, and then so on down the line until you have 8 of these gods that have been created in pairs. And in that 4th generation, one of them is Sophia, which is a Greek word for wisdom, and she creates without the help of her partner that she manifested with as a syzygy. And that creation was the demiurge, and that demiurge was blind and believed itself to be the only thing in existence, and that there was nothing above it. And it went ahead and it created the material universe as we know it, and it was just as deeply flawed as the demiurge. Sophia came in and wanted to fix the situation, so she made an opportunity for the demiurge to get a glimpse of something higher than itself. And so there was in some stories you have this drop of light that falls down and gets reflected in water. This drop of light being a reflection of higher divinity, and it gets reflected in a pool of water, which the demiurge sees and freaks out because he's like, oh, something that can't be something higher than me. And so in order to prove that it couldn't be higher than him, he trapped it into a physical body so that he could control it, and thereby proving his superiority to it and that it couldn't be any higher than it, because that would damage the demiurge's ego too much to admit that there could be something greater than it. So this creation is this mud character that's infused with the light, a reflection of light from higher level divinity. And this was Sophia's plan the whole time, to get that spark of light into that creation so that it could heal it from within, so that it could learn to recognize itself and correct the error that began with Sophia's decision to create out of balance, and which was then repeated by her creation, the demiurge, to create a flawed world, which we find ourselves in